for your love. Thank you for favor, oh God. God, if I had 10,000 tongues, I couldn't say enough thank yous, and I couldn't praise you enough. So in this song, I'll simply tell you I love you. And God, I thank you for everything you've done. Lord, there's so many things that you've done for me. Blessings unconditional, they seem to overtake me. Your hand of mercy proving faithful and true. Jesus, how can I express my thanks to you for your grace and kindness, oh, ancient of days. I'll give you thanks, oh Lord, now and always. Oh, I just want to say thank you for your love. Thank you. Thank you for the blood. Thanks to you for all of the times that you brought me through. Lord, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your grace. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me safe. Thanks to you that I can share the good news of a Savior, to give someone a reason just to tell you thanks. Oh Lord, yeah. Thank you, Lord. Lord, it's not enough to give a simple praise to the one who has blessed me in so many ways. Nothing I could say or do could really show my gratitude to you, Lord. One God, one love, one faith. To you I give you praise. Three blessed Trinity, you mean so much to me. And you showered me with love, even when I turned away. Lord, I could never repay you, so I'll just say I just want to say thank you for your love. Thank you for the blood. Thanks to you for all of the times that you brought me through. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your grace. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me safe. Thanks to you that I can share the good news of a Savior, to give someone a reason just to tell you for your love. Lord, I thank you for the blood. Thanks to you for all of the times that you brought me through. Lord, I thank you for your grace. Lord, for keeping me safe. And I can share the good news of a Savior, to give someone a reason just to tell you thanks. Oh, Lord, thank you.
Truly, the real you loves you. Truly, the real you loves you. Truly, the real you loves you. Truly, the real you loves you. Truly.
All right. All right. All right. Truly, the real you loves you because the real you is. Where's my partner?
Love.
Where's my partner?
I wasn't expecting we use the microphone sometimes and sometimes we don't. So I just wasn't expecting it. And then it was way over there.
Come on, you want to try that again?
Okay, sure.
We're gonna try that again. We're gonna go from the top. Let's go from the top.
Okay.
All right, let's go from the top. Let's
Oh,
do
from
that.
the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Truly, the real you loves you. 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 Truly.
All right. Truly, TRULY stands for the real you loves you because the real you is.
Love.
All
Is
right.
that better?
Much better. Much better. All right. And hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of Truly Live with
Yes,
your
right.
co-hosts, Oliver and
Yolanda.
all right, I got her now. Got her in tune now. And welcome to an all new episode tonight of Truly Live. We're so delighted to be here, and we're glad that you are here with us also. And what a time to be present, accounted for, and alive, right? And because I think we are living in the most exciting times in the history of humanity. Some may not think so. Some may think it's the worst of time. Well, it's a matter of perspective, right? It's a matter of perspective, and but I think it's the best of time because we have a right now opportunity, right, to be the change.
This is yours.
That's mine. Just
That's
pull,
yours.
yeah, you can
I
take the.
got it.
Yeah,
That's
you can
yours.
unplug
My
it.
goodness.
Yeah, we have this great opportunity to be the change that we want to see, not only in our lives,
Bring up Facebook.
but in the world.
Yes.
And I will bring up our social media page so we can connect with those that are on our Facebook page. And yes, tonight we are live in these digital streets on 2 Facebook channels, 2 YouTube channels. And so it should not be difficult to find us. I'm going to bring it up. And I got it right there. There we go. Turn the volume down. Okay, I got it. All right. You want to put it over there so you can see it? Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much. And if you are here for the first time, just use the comment field or the chat field, depending on what platform you're on, and just put in the chat your name and where you are viewing us from, and we would love to give you a big shout out. We love to give you a big shout out. Speaking of shout outs, we always like to acknowledge and recognize our dear community of patrons that are an intimate part of what we do, and they are a supportive part of what we do. And so hello to all the patrons out there, whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching a replay. We just are so delighted and thankful for you that you believe in what we do and you support what we do. And you can become a patron also. And what that provides for you is access to not only the content that the general public consume, but it also provides you with access and even more, even more access and behind the scene interactions with Yolanda and I. And we actually meet with our patrons twice a month for 3 hours in 2 different sessions. So they get the benefit of some personal coaching from us
Yes.
and some expanded insight. They get to look into more of our personal life, and because we're not just these two project kids and farm girls on this platform talking about personal development and talking about mindset and vision, but we do have a personal life. We're real people.
We're real people.
We are not robots, but we are real people.
We're real people that are lifing.
That are lifing. Yes, we are lifing. We're just like you. We're no different than you. We're here on the planet, and we have found out some things about life. We have discovered some things just by living life. We discovered some things by doing investigative work, doing some research. We are like these two inquiry minds. We always want to know what's happening. What's not only what's happening now, but how can we affect what happens in our future? That's what truly is all about. It's all about discovering the true divine self that we all are. And in that discovery, we have come to an absolute conclusion that at the core of our nature, we are love.
Absolutely.
We're love. We are these love beings. And when you look out in the world at the total population, sometimes you look, and if you go by what you see, you may be discouraged and think that these beings are some not such loving beings, right? As we see how humanity deals and interact with one another. But we're still convinced that at the core of every human being's nature is love. The real you. All right. So also we want to give a shout out to our parents. I know my mother is watching tonight. Hello, Mother Blue. And
hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. We love you. We love you. We love you.
We appreciate your faithfulness, your loyalty, your excitement. She stays excited about what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah, and we're all excited because next month we get to celebrate another birthday with her. And boy, I tell you, she is just she's a we call her the ever ready battery because she's always on the move. And she's always willing to expand.
Yes.
She never gets content about what she knows or what she's done. She's always about expansion. She's always about new experiences. She always wants to know more. She wants more light and life and liveliness in her life. And next month we get to celebrate her 92nd. How did they say it? Her 92nd journey around the planet. And we're going to celebrate Mama Blue right there in your backyard.
She's inspiring, and that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to also say hello to my dad, whom I left just a while ago. I've been there this afternoon.
Hello, Dewey.
And Papa was lively today.
Oh, was he?
He was talking and telling jokes.
He must have been eating some of them vegetables I cooked for him.
Well, I don't know what it was, but he did eat a good breakfast. He doesn't always do that, but he did eat a good meal. And when Terry walked in the room, he said, "Hello, I'm always happy to see you." Now, I came in and waved and said hello. He nodded his head, but Terry, who is his favorite, that's the oldest one, she came in and he said, "Oh, I'm always happy to see you." And then he said, she's the first lady of every household. I was like, okay now.
Yeah, he was in rare form.
So he was in rare form. He was telling jokes.
Wow.
He was having a good time.
That's
he
great.
was visiting with his nurse comes on Thursday.
Yeah, that's great.
And he likes his nurse. So hey, you know what? Shout out to Nurse Ken. You know who you are. We appreciate you.
Ken, we salute you. Yes. Thank you for your care and your your service to Papa,
Yes,
because
yes.
he's dear to us.
He is.
Right, he's dear to us.
And
All
and,
right.
and Ken is very attentive and alert. I really appreciate him, and had another visitor with him today. So shout out to Bramley as well. We
Yeah.
appreciate you guys. We appreciate you being on the care team. So.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And if you are celebrating some special accomplishment or event,
or
and
just celebrating any event.
During the month of September, we always like to give our current month babies
shout outs
for
right? Birthdays,
anniversaries,
retirements, new jobs.
Yes.
Congratulations.
New unions. Whatever the case.
That's right.
New accomplishments.
Anniversaries, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you're celebrating, we
celebrate
you.
with you. Yes, absolutely. So
hi.
I believe it or not,
in here about 10 minutes ago.
Believe it or not, sometimes because of her schedule and her responsibility and her deep commitment to the well-being of her dad, we're not together a lot during the day because she's on that journey of being a caretaker for her dad. And some of y'all who are in that season, you may or not be in it now, but you've been in it. You know how that can be real demanding of time, and so I'm just so happy that that you can do it with stress-free in the sense of, you're not beholden to something's not beholding you to where you can't do it. Yeah. But you can do it, and you've been doing it 10 plus years.
Oh, sir, 14
years to be exact. And I'm just so happy we're in a position that can be done.
So, and I must say, I appreciate your support. Not only am I able to do what I do for our dad, and this is a team venture now. I mean, he's at a point where he just requires more. So his granddaughter, my niece, Linnea, shout out to Linnea. Woo woo. She stands in the gap a lot. She handles that for me. Of course, my oldest sister Terry is there. She does her part. And anyway, she reminds him how he's her favorite, even though sister 3, Tanya, is always saying, "Daddy, I'm your favorite. I'm your favorite." And he's like, "No."
Yes.
He's at any rate. And Veronica, calls in, to say hello. But at any rate, thank you for what you do. Oliver now cooks. So he's cooking for me. He's cooking for Papa. He's cooking for our nephew, Derek. And he's good.
Thoroughly enjoying
He's
it.
Good at it, guys. I mean, last week I came in here, had not had anything to eat all day because I had to get up and get out early to get over there. And I just didn't have a chance to do anything, had not eaten anything, had not drinking, and I was just starving. And we were having our session with our patrons. And I said, I have to get something to eat. So I warmed up some of the food that Oliver had cooked, and it was so good. I came over here and I kissed the cook, and I asked him, I said, "Will you marry me?" I was like,
"Will you marry me?"
And he said yes, over and over and over again.
Love you. I'm going to start up our next episode with that song. We got authority to use that.
We have permission.
To use that. But so on my next episode, I'm going to start our episode with that song, "Will You Marry Me?"
Oh, we love that song. Yes, we love that song.
By the late great.
But thank you so much for your support.
Oh, absolutely.
And your participation. In that he makes it easy. So he's like, he cooks for me now. And then he'll say stuff like on yesterday when he was busy, he was like, "Oh man, I was going to fix something for me to eat." And then he said, "Oh, it's a good thing that I've got a wife." who cooked for me from time to time. And I was thinking, I cooked for you for years.
Years, yes.
Years. I cooked
Well,
for you
look,
from scratch.
I was wanting one of those bonus sandwiches.
Well, and I
you know, no one makes a sandwich like your wife can make a sandwich, and no one makes a powerful sandwich like my wife Yolanda. Man, I'm
so
telling you.
crazy.
And when I eat one of her sandwiches, I don't want anything else for the rest of the day.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Anyway, so yes, I did cook for him and delivered it.
Yep.
Delivered it to him. Took it up
Yep.
there to him. So
Yeah. So we're just grateful. We're so grateful.
and we are living life. I mean, this
Yes.
is just so.
Yes.
Though I am not physically with you sometimes during the day, we're never apart.
We're never apart,
Because
but
we're
we
one.
but right, because we're one and we communicate.
Yes.
We communicate, right? We communicate.
Yes.
And so we're just grateful.
Comments back up for me,
Okay.
please.
Well, before we put the comments back
Okay.
up, I wanted to put this up because I mentioned it earlier. So if you are interested in supporting the work that Yolanda and I do in the world as mindset and vision coaches, where we help people to get unstuck and create clarity of vision in their, not only in their personal life, but in their professional life,
And give voice to their
and help people
their
give voice to
desires.
their desires, their
Yes.
dreams, their
Yes.
aspirations, their goals. That's what we do. And if you think that work is valuable, or if you get value out of what we do, you can support. You can become a little more supportive by becoming patrons of our Truly Live here. And you can do that by going to www.patreon.com/Truly Live. And there you will find a few options in for membership to become patrons. There's a few levels that you can connect with us on. You can choose from whatever level that align or resonate with you and become patrons with us. And that way you will get additional content from us. You will get personal time with us, at least 3 hours a month, right? And you'll also really get this.
Well, it's you say yeah. Well, yeah.
It's
it
twice
is.
a month, and it's an hour and a half each session. We have 2 sessions with our
It's
patrons.
a minimum of an hour and a half.
A
'Cause
minimum
Oliver
hour and a
gets
half.
Oliver gets excited, so we go
But
over.
yeah, but we'd love to have
but
you
we-
in that space. 'Cause
And we get to have in-depth, deep discussions. We do some laser focused
Yes.
coaching
Yes.
with
We-
with the patrons.
Yeah, absolutely. We've actually done a year-long book study
Yes.
with that group, and really take
Powerful.
a deep dive into these universal principles that we share and teach all the time. And all of this is designed to help you expand your awareness and begin to really design a life that you would absolutely love to live and begin to move in that direction. It's
That's
all
right.
designed with you in mind, and it's about you living your best life.
That's right.
So it's about, right?
That's right.
So join us if that is something that interests you. Also, we talk here a lot about you hear us use the word gratitude a lot here, and that is because we know the power of gratitude. We know the power that is released when we get in the present moment, and that's what gratitude is about. It reminds us, number one, it reminds us of who we really are, our divine nature. It
Yes.
puts us in touch with our divinity. It puts us in touch with each other,
Yes.
our creator, and
Whoa.
it always brings us into the present moment. It always brings us into you cannot be grateful in the past or the future, but you can only be grateful in the present moment. Now you can be grateful for your past, and you can be grateful for an anticipated future, but you can only be grateful now.
That's right.
And so it brings us into the now, and it creates an attitude of thankfulness and a vibration of abundance when we are in a place of being grateful for where we are, what we have, what our potential is, which is unlimited,
Yes.
It's just an acknowledgement of our true nature, which is love.
Yes.
And love, the nature of love is powerful. It's abundant. It is all things good, right?
Yeah. All things good.
All things good. I didn't say it's all situations and circumstances and conditions are good. I said it is all things good.
Well, when we are practiced in that mindset that
Right.
we teach all the time, we now know that we look for the good in all things, and when we look for it, we 9 times out of 10 or 99.99999% of the time, I'll say, we find the good.
You can find the good
Yeah.
because good is everywhere.
Good is everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into tonight's lesson, do we need to add anything to what we've already done?
I think we're good.
You think we're good? I hope you guys are good. If you're out there listening to us for the first time, we welcome you here. Use the comment field, or use the chat field, depending on which platform you are on, and just let us know your name and where you're dialing in from. All right. So tonight we're going to shift gears from the last two lessons where we talked about. We used 2 sessions, right? And we ended the last live session
We're talking about mental strength.
talking about mental strength,
Yes.
right? And boy, don't we need to have mental strength in today's economy of things, in the world and its present condition right now. We need mental strength. But today we're going to shift, but not necessarily shift, because what we're going to talk about today is mental strength.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, can I put the quote up? No, I can't put the quote up. Well, we're going to start out with a quote. We always like to go out into the universe and find some powerful words to help us to kick off our topic. And so you want to read the quote for us tonight?
I will. Tonight's quote: I am whole, perfect,
Okay. Say that again.
strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I'll repeat the quote. I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That quote is by Charles F. Hannell, Haanel.
In fact, Charles Hannell is the author. We did a book study
He's
on.
the
right?
author of the book that we did that study on.
And that quote was in that book.
Yes, it was.
Right. All right. So how did that quote resonate with you? Because in the quote she just used, I am whole. I am perfect. Is that word perfect? I am strong. I am powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I am loving. I am harmonious. And I am happy. How does that statement, that quote, resonate with you? Do you feel any resistance by saying any of these, or acknowledging any of these attributes as being who you are? Do you agree with them? Or does a question rise in your thinking and say, well, I'm not quite whole. I know I'm not perfect.
A question or resistance.
Or resistance.
Or constriction.
Or constriction
Yeah.
that arises when we make these I am statements. I'm whole, I'm perfect, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm loving, harmonious, and happy. And one might say, well, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And one might say, well, 2 out of 7 for me, or maybe 3 out of 7, or maybe just 1 out of. How do you feel about saying these things about yourself? These are what we call I am statements. or I am affirmations.
Mhm.
And this is a good lead into our topic tonight, which we're going to talk about tonight, is the power of I am. The
Wow.
power of I am. Because there is power in these three total letter words, I am. There's so much power. There's so much meaning, and there's so much that we can apply to these words that they can really begin to change the entire direction of our life.
The name of the book that we did the study on and where this quote came from, the name of that book was The Master Key System.
Yes. The Master Key System by Charles F. Hannell.
Yes.
Spent an entire year doing a book study and excavating out of that book some dynamic
Yes.
information to help us in the area of mindset and vision.
Yes.
So tonight, the power of I am. There is power in those three letters. There's power in those two words. And so our intention tonight is to help you to understand and to apply the concept I am to transform your mindset and your life direction, because they have these two simple words, these three-letter words, three letters that comprise of these two words can change the direction of your life. It can change the mindset that we currently are in.
Yes.
Right. And so we're going to talk about that from a couple of perspectives. So when you hear the words I am, do you know that those words I am can be found in the scriptures or in the Bible over 300 times?
Oh.
I am is stated in the Bible over 300 times. Also, the words I am is used daily over 10 million times on social media platforms. That's how much we as human beings use those two words I am. Just think about your own life. Just think about your just give a little attention to how often you use those words. Right? And I mean, and it's come so natural for all of us.
Yes.
Right? I mean, how many times do we say I am in one given day?
Yes.
Oh my God, I am this, I am that. And so want to look at these words, first of all, from a spiritual perspective. And when the two words I am is used, it's often referring or signifying identity. It's often referring to identity. It's also often refers to, when we use I am, we're talking about authority. And we're also talking about our nature or one's nature. When those two words are used, it usually signifies our identity, our authority, and our divine nature, or what nature we are. Because so it depends upon what we are putting behind those two words that is helping to build our identity, understand our authority, whether we have authority or we don't have authority. And it also is speaking to our nature, or what we think about our nature. That's the power of I am. And again, it appears in the Bible over 300 times. And probably the one most familiar statement where the I am is used, the I am statement, is in Exodus 3:14, where it says, when God was speaking to Moses, and Moses asked him, who did he say sent me? He said that I am that I am. So the God of the Bible describes himself as the I am that I am God, speaking to his divine nature, his identity, and his authority. Also in scripture, the Christ used the I am statement. And when he said in John 4:16, he said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. And so in those I am statement, Jesus Christ was referring to his identity, his authority, and his divine nature. And those were done intentionally.
For some reason.
Are we good?
No, for some reason, it's coming up here.
Okay.
What I'm typing, but not on the screen.
Okay,
so I
well, let's
can't
just
share.
keep rolling, though, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep rolling. All right, Yolanda's over here doing the communications with the audience. And so the technology sometimes doesn't come out like it normally does. But anyway, we're going to move on. So I am is important from a spiritual standpoint that generally it signifies identity, authority, and divine nature.
That's what I was trying to put on the screen, but it's coming up there and not up here.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
All right.
So also, when we look at one other spiritual document, the Course in Miracles, it refers to the I am statement infinite number of times. And generally, when it uses the I am statement, it is reminding us of our inherent divine nature and our unity with God. And one of the statements that is used repeatedly in the Course in Miracles is, I am as I was created, or I am as God created me, or I am as love created me. And it also goes on to say, I am one self, united with my Creator.
Yes.
And so also, when you hear the I am statement from a spiritual perspective, it is referring to the present tense, the now moment.
Yes.
So, and it's not, so when we say, or when we hear the statements I am, it is a reference to what the one that is making that statement is thinking in that moment or feeling in that moment. It is the perspective that they have about whatever they're putting behind the I am.
Yes.
I am. So that's somewhat of a spiritual perspective of the two words I am. When you look at the two words I am from a psychological perspective, when you hear the I am statements from a psychological, generally we're referring to our current self-concept or our current self-image or our belief system in that moment, right? Because we talked about it here on our platform, and it came out of Charles Haanel's book
Yes.
that we discovered that the way our minds work is that we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. And whatever we are thinking and saying in the present moment, especially when we use the word I am, whatever we're saying is going directly into our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is no more than like the ground where we plant seeds, and whatever we plant, what happens?
Well, whatever we plant, that is what grows. But you said the word no more. And actually, the subconscious mind is where we live from the absolute most.
The absolute most.
So it's not just no more. It is absolutely paramount.
Yes.
So
yes. So now we're going to take this personally to ourselves and just think about it. How often do you use I am? And then what are you saying behind the I am statements that you're making? Because that is what's generally determining the image that we hold about ourselves. And it also determining the direction that our life is going, right? Because that is the power of those two words. Very powerful words, because those are spiritual words as well as they are psychologically affect how we see ourselves. And it also affect the way we think, would ultimately affect the actions that we take. And we know that our life will yield the results and the outcomes based on the actions that we take. And so it's very important for us to become much, much aware of what we're saying, how we're using our words, especially when we preface them with the two words I am,
Yes.
right? And so what we want to do,
Let's see if I can get that up. Oh, here we go.
did you got it now?
Yeah. Did you see it did this crazy
Technology.
swipe and
Yeah,
although
technology.
we were without power
Yes.
for
Yes.
a number of hours
Yes.
this morning.
So let's just pause right here.
Yeah.
And when we consistently use I am statements, and I'm talking from more of a scientific point of view here or psychological point of view, when we use empowering I am statements, what we are doing for the most part is rewiring our brain, because our brain is like a switching station, right? You know, the words come in, the thoughts come in, and then the brain basically through our nerve system tells the body, it's sending these signals to our bodies and telling our bodies how to feel and what to do and what actions to take. And so when we use when we are intentional about our I am statements, which we're going to get into that in a minute here, we want to be intentional about it, because it is really, that is what's determining our future. That is what's determining the direction of our lives. What are we saying to ourselves about ourselves?
Yes.
And so it's almost like, you heard of self-fulfilled prophecy.
Oh, yes.
Right. And so our I am statements, what we're saying about ourselves and what we're putting behind the I am, becomes self-fulfilling prophecy, because that is what we will experience in our reality.
So repeat that. You said I am says what we are saying.
It's right. It is what we're saying about ourselves.
Yes.
Right. It is, and that is really framing our self-image, our self-concept of ourselves, and our belief system.
Yes.
Right. Our belief system is no more than a culmination of the words that we speak. And if you spend any time in, religious communities, there was a movement at one time where it became, there was so much teaching out there on the power of words. There's one verse of scripture that come to mind that says life and death is in the power of the what? In the power of the tongue. And he that loves it shall eat the fruit thereof. So that's just sharing a universal principle, that our words have power. Our words are not just voice spoken, but they actually are like seeds, and they have the ability to produce after their own kind. That's why it's so important for us to be aware of what we are saying, not only about ourselves, but about others and about our life and our future.
So the statement you made was the I am is what we are saying about ourselves.
About ourselves. I am, and then whatever we put behind
That's
that,
right.
that's what we're saying about ourselves.
And what we're saying to ourselves.
And that's what we're saying to ourselves.
It is also what we're saying to other people
and that's what
about ourselves.
And that's what we're saying to
That's
others
right.
about ourselves.
Yes.
And because the words are, the words are not just empty containers, but they're actually, they have power. They're energy. Words, all our words are filled with energy. And when we use I am, we are being direct, and we're being specific about how we see ourselves.
Yes.
And so those words spoken over time is actually influencing our thinking, influencing our believing,
and determining
our actions.
Yes.
And then we know that our action is really determining the results that we're getting in our life,
Right.
and the outcomes that we get in our life.
Right.
So in many cases, when we're getting outcomes in our life and results that we don't like, and we wonder, where did this come from? Why is this happening to me?
Yes.
And what we don't understand is the principle
That's right.
of the power of the word, I am. And
So
how
it goes back to something that we're saying all the time, and that is that every seed reproduces after its own kind. The same thing, the same principle applies to thought. Every thought we have reproduces after its own kind. So what we see manifested in our lives is a
what we-
result
what
of
we have
what
sown.
we have thought.
right.
It's the seeds that we have sown.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the great thing about that is if we sowed those seeds and we don't like the outcomes, we can sow different seeds to get a different outcome.
So we have to examine
See, there's the good in
Yeah.
that.
we have to examine our I am statement.
Yes,
That's
yes.
just think of it this way. Anytime we ask someone, how are you what?
How are you?
How are you?
you?
How are you? Or how are you doing? Or
Mhm.
how are you? They generally respond with what? The
I
first two
am.
words they respond with what?
I
am.
Yes.
I am.
Or you ask somebody, and who are you? They say,
I
am.
am. Right.
Yes.
So we use those two words more than any other two words in the English language.
That's right.
However, in many cases, they're most used, but they're the least understood.
That's right. That's right.
And
So
well,
we've got some folks that had jumped on, and I didn't want to interrupt, but William is on. Thank you for watching. Alvesta is on, and then Supreme Wellbeing jumped on here too as well. So hello to you all.
hello.
Yes.
Oh, Ace, how you doing? All right. So we're talking about the power of I am tonight. And when we learned this, when we understood this, when we came to a depth of understanding of our words and what we were saying after we used the I am and how that was really determining in the direction of our life.
Ooh.
It was determining how we felt about ourselves.
Yes.
It was determining, it was just so much power in those two words.
So
we began to put a check on ourselves.
That's right. We decided to be intentional.
Yes.
About.
Absolutely. Because I can remember there were times before I understood this principle that some of the things I was saying after I said I am, I did not want it.
Yeah.
I did not want it.
But you didn't. But your awareness was not to the point that you knew that. So, but guess what? Even though you were not aware of that, you still got the outcome.
Yes.
You still got the outcome.
Absolutely. So
you and me and everyone else. Yeah. I'm not just saying you. I'm just using you since you said that.
Absolutely. So think about in your own life, some of the outcomes that you've gotten and results you've gotten, and when you go back and you investigate how you've been using those two words, what you will discover is, oh, this is how I ended up in that situation, be it positive or negative.
Well, right? But understand, positive or negative, good or bad, is what we have assigned. Right. Remember, we talked about the I am is saying what we are saying about ourselves and to ourselves. So we've assigned that good or bad, positive, negative. We assign that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go back to our quote.
Let's do that.
Now that we've shined some light, some awareness on I am, and just think about this now as being your I am statement. I am whole.
I am perfect.
I am strong.
I am powerful.
I am loving.
I am harmonious.
I am happy. Just think, all of those are positive I am statements that all of us would just love to stay in that vibration at all times, right? Well, the way to shift from vibrations, outcomes, circumstances, situation, conditions, feelings, emotions that we currently do not want, right? This is the way that we can shift that vibration.
Mm-hmm.
is by starting to use these positive affirmations, I am affirmations, right, to help to rewire your brain. Just remember, what you say, your brain just sends the signal to your nervous system. That's why you notice when you talk negative about yourself and about others, the uh, the result of that a lot of time is it puts you in a negative or low vibrational, right, feeling emotionally. It affects our emotion and our feeling. But when we talk or speak positively, when our I am statements are positive, they normally elevate us. They elevate our thinking, they elevate our feelings, they elevate our emotions. And most of all, they attract into our lives like a magnet, right? Because words are like a magnet, right? The words that we speak, they go out into the universe and they will bring back an equal or corresponding harvest to the words that we have spoken.
That's right.
Right? You've all heard of the law of attraction. Well, that law is in operation in this three-dimensional world that we live in, right? And so, what we say behind "I am" is what we are sending.
It's the energy that
Is
we're
the energy
sending
that
out.
we're sending out, and it's like a magnet, and that magnet will attract what we're saying about ourselves. For example, if we were, here's some. Let's use a few negative examples. If we said, "I am broke," I am what?
Sick.
I am sick. I am not capable. I am incapable. I am limited. I am dumb. I'm stupid. These are things that we say about ourselves. And then on the other hand,
But then we wonder why that's the energy that ends up being around us.
that's the energy
Yeah,
because we are attracting that in our life.
that's right.
Then not only do we have,
So did you see that statement I put up for you?
shift? Okay.
Read it out loud.
Okay. Shift the energy of your life by being intentional with your I am statements. Yes. Yeah, that's the practice. That's the takeaway that we want from
That's the practice.
tonight's lesson is that we can shift once we examine where we are, right? You have to locate
Yes.
where you are. You gotta do the research. You gotta do the insight on how I've been using my I am statements. And if you find that you've been saying things about yourself, about your nature, about your authority, right, that is contrary to number one, what is true, and is contrary to what you desire in your life,
Yes.
then you can make the shift.
Yes.
Then you can become intentional about how you use your I am statement. And so it says here that because of the law of attraction, when we use I am statements, they are what is responsible for attracting the circumstances that we find ourselves in. They're responsible for attracting the people that we surround ourselves with. And they are
Yes.
also responsible for the opportunities that we attract in our life, right? So it depends on what are we saying. Are we saying about ourselves that
Yes.
I am whole, I am perfect, I am strong,
I am powerful.
I am powerful,
I am loving.
I am harmonious,
I am happy.
right? So these are the truths about who we are. When we really accept who we are as divine creations, which we all are.
I love it.
Right.
Our grandson, he says, I am a good guy. He says that I am a good guy.
Yeah.
And I always agree with him and say, yes, you are a good guy.
Yeah. And most of us are, our speech is product of our conditioning.
Yes.
It's product of what we have been conditioned by others and what they thought about themselves, right? And how many of us have had to um, deal with negative statements that was programmed into us
Yes.
and made and directed at us, right? From an early age, because a lot of us even uh, still hold on to these images and ideas about ourselves,
These conditionings.
the conditionings
Mhm.
that was that we embraced as our own, that came from other people,
Yes.
and the how they thought about themselves, right?
Yes.
And so, how do you break that cycle? How do you break that self-image? This is the way. This is one intentional way that you can do it. It's where we're going to talk about creating powerful I am statements that you can use daily and intentionally to reprogram the mind, which will eventually reprogram the way you think, and it'll reprogram our belief system to align with the truth about who we are.
And we can use those statements to bring us quickly back to center when we have drifted away from that.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So, how we're good on time?
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh, my
2
goodness.
minutes, sir.
So, how do you shift your I am statements? If you discover that, hey, I've been using I am and saying things about myself that I really don't desire, I really don't like, how do you shift those I am statements? And so you want to start shifting negative and disempowering I am statements into empowering statements, right? Because you're going to say I am. You're going to say it, and you're going to say it several times a day, right? And so we want to make sure that we're using our I am statements to be empowering, right? Because we're talking about our nature, we're talking about our authority, and we're talking about the direction of our life, the direction that our life will take, with what we're seeing behind those statements. So the number one thing in shifting your I am statement is become aware of what you're saying, of what you're not saying, right? Become aware of how you're using words behind your I am statement. So awareness is the first job. It's the first step. And that's one reason why we're doing this topic tonight, is because we observe in our life how people are self-sabotaging their own lives by the words that they're using, by what they're saying after they use the I am. Secondly, you want to reframe negative, disempowering I am statements, reframe them into powerful statements. You want to reframe them. If your habit was to say, I am broke, or I am sick, or I am whatever the negativity is, reframe them. Say, I'm powerful. I am whole. I am complete. I am strong.
Say what you want.
Say what you want.
Instead of saying what you have.
Absolutely.
Or saying what
you
you're
are
accustomed to
or experiencing. In the moment.
So say what you want.
Right.
Well, and first, that means you got to know what you want.
You got to know what you want. And that's a whole different topic.
That's right.
So, awareness of what you've been saying and the results you've been getting. Begin to reframe what you're saying from disempowering statements to what? Empowering statements. You have the ability to do that. We can stop doing. This is the good thing about our experience as humanity. We have the authority. Nobody can make you say anything. You have the authority to say what you want to say about yourself and about others. So use your authority to reframe your I am statements from disempowering statements to empowering statements. I am whole. I am complete. I am happy. I am harmonious. I am loving, powerful, strong, and perfect. And when we use the word perfect, we're not talking about your bodily perfect, your humanity perfection. We're talking about the fact that in reality, we didn't make ourselves. We don't breathe ourselves. There is one who made ourselves. There is one entity, one essence that created us, right? And so we're acknowledging, like in Psalm 100 says, we didn't make ourselves, but there's one that created us. And that creator says that we are whole and perfect and powerful and strong and loving and harmonious and happy in our loving nature. When we are expressing our loving nature, this is who we are. I am loving. I am whole. I am strong. I am powerful, harmonious, and happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third step in helping us to shift your I am statement from disempowering to powering is to use your emotions, to get emotionally involved with your I am statement. Put emotions in it. Because if you really believe a thing, right, you put your emotions in it. So use your emotions not to disempower you, but to empower you to the truth of who you are. You have to get really downright serious with yourself about making sure that your words, the words that you speak, are the desires that you have about yourself and the experiences in the direction that you want your life to go, because that is what's determining it. It's not the government that is determining it. It's not, it's not the entertainment community. It's not the social media platform that's determining the direction of your life. What's determining the direction of our lives is what we're saying, what we're thinking, right? Which eventually affects how we feel, and it eventually and subconsciously, without even knowing it, we're taking actions and don't know why we're taking these actions. Right. And we wonder, why can't I do what I want to do? I do the things that I don't want to do, and the things I don't want to do, I'm doing them. Why is that happening to me? Got to take an inventory of what we're seeing. And then finally, actions. To shift your I am statements, we begin to take actions for what we're saying about ourselves. Just words without actions, our words should correspond with our actions, right? Because to say one thing and do another, that confusion, that duplicity does not call for growth, right?
That's right.
And it doesn't move us in a direction. So lining up our actions with what we're saying. So if you say I'm whole, right? Be whole. If you're saying that I'm strong, be strong. Powerful, be powerful. If you say I'm loving, be loving. If you say I'm harmonious, then you'll find ways to be in harmony with life, be in harmony with not only your life, but be in harmony with life as a whole.
Yes.
So, to kind of sum up what we've shared tonight.
Hold on one second, and I'm going to. Technology's a little slow tonight, but that's okay. Okay, so that one won't come over yet. Okay, let's see. There we go. Wow. All right, so there's one.
Got it?
For a minute.
All right.
You can
All right, so here's the practical takeaways for tonight. Here are the practical takeaways. Create your own I am statements to better serve who you are in the direction of your life. In other words, write down intentional statements about who you are in the direction you want your life to go by using the I am statements, and then use them in your affirmations. Use them as affirmations in your quiet time. Use them as affirmations during your time of meditation or prayer time, or whatever you use your quiet time for. This is a practical way to change and shift how you experience yourself and how you experience the direction of your life. Secondly, be consistent with using your I am statement. It is something that you want to do daily. And what you will begin to observe is that you will think before you speak. You would think before you speak. When you discover that what you're saying behind I am is what you're going to experience, then you will become very, very aware of what you're saying. So be consistent with your I am statement. And so here's our challenge to you tonight from this lesson. Commit to using empowering I am statements that you create for the next 30 days, and then observe any shift that you see in your life, any shift that you experience in your emotional, your psychological experiences, as well as in your outer circumstances or in the relationships, right? You know, we know that this power that's in these words work because Yolanda and I, for the past 34 years, have been aware of the power of I am and have been intentional about using these words to keep us together for 34 years, as well as create a life around us that we enjoy. And so hopefully tonight that this topic has been helpful in helping you to become aware, right? Where we may be in sabotage in our own life.
Yes.
And it also has given you some very practical steps on how you can shift your self-image, your self-concept, and also shift the direction that your life is going by these two powerful words. I am.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
Oh, well, sorry that the technology was a little lagging tonight.
That's okay.
I was like, whoa.
That's
but
okay.
I got
but you
quite
got
a
it
bit.
all in?
I didn't get it all, but I got the majority of it.
Okay.
I just didn't do your.
All right. So you can always go back and watch the replay. And Yolanda has put the comments. They will show up in the replay. When you do the replay, they will show up in the comments. And if you have any additional questions about anything we share tonight, you can also always inbox us, and we'll be delighted to help expand on what we said tonight.
That's
this is good.
right. It was
I
very
am
good.
that I am. I am that I am. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am loving. I am rich. I am whole. I'm complete.
I am harmonious.
I am harmonious.
Happy.
And boy, don't we need to use that harmony in such a time like this.
Yes.
Right. All right. There you have it, my friends. The power of I am. Thank you so much for sitting in on this hour with us. And we're going to end our live tonight like we always do. And you want to take it away?
Absolutely. We are happy and grateful that you've chosen to spend this time with us. And so as a result of that, we are going to bless all of you who've joined with us. And we're going to bless all those that you hold near and dear in your heart.
So may you be truly happy.
May you live in peace.
May you live in love.
May you know the power of forgiveness.
And may you know the power of I am.
Oh.
And also, may you live in the recognition that your life has deep meaning and good purpose.
That's the Dalai Lama's loving kindness meditation that we say as a prayer for you all. And we add to that, may you live in the awareness of who you truly are. We extend this blessing to everyone on the planet. And
so it is. All right. And so until the second Thursday in October, when we'll be back on Truly Live, until then, my name is Oliver.
I'm Yolanda.
And together we are
the OK Blues.
enough.